From the biggest little city in the world, Reno, Nevada. Zooming around the world on the LoadedTV.com network. It's live from the Polo Lounge with musical director, the King of Reno, Corky Bennett. And I'm Nevada's guru of the good life, Dave Preston.
Hey, all right.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Here we are. And this is live from the Polo Lounge here in Reno.
We're back.
On LoadedTV.com. This is going all over the world.
Absolutely.
And tonight I know we're going to make one guy happy in Paris.
Yes.
That's Franco.
Franco.
I promised him last week that we'd have Jakki Ford back on the show, and I'll guarantee you he'll light it up tonight.
All right.
Keep your promises, Jakki Ford. Yep, that's brilliant. Brilliant.
Listen, yeah, and you know, tonight, my little Walk in the Walls segment, we're going to be talking, or I'm going to be talking a little bit about Frank Gorshin. We lost him several years ago, but what a wonderful guy. He became a very, very good friend. I met him through a dear friend of mine, Don Kaufman. He was a producer and sort of an entrepreneur down in the Bay Area. And Frank, as I guess the whole world knows, he played the Riddler.
Absolutely.
On the Batman series for years.
It was.
So we'll be talking about Frankie Gorshin.
Yep. I used to look like Robin.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
It's past tense.
We still live.
Yeah, we are.
So anyway, that's going to be. Now listen, after many calls, we've got Jakki Ford back.
Absolutely.
And if you haven't seen or heard Jakki Ford, don't touch that dial. She's marvelous. And Mr. Corky Bennett.
All right.
Hey, hi Frank, hi Dave.
Here we are. Look at
Corky and I've been
Good to see you guys.
I'm
And
starting to
all our
write them
new-
off on my taxes.
And look at our new set too. We should let everybody know we got a brand new our set. This is our second week.
Yes,
We
our
almost
second
got it
week.
perfect. We've got
Absolutely.
Corky at the end where he belongs. So.
You know what? We're starting our 7th year together here at the Polo
Oh,
Lounge.
it's the Polo
Yeah,
Lounge.
That's right.
that's right. I love playing here. I play here every Wednesday night from 7 till 9:30 in the morning.
And
Do
after
you do music?
Yeah, after the show closes in about 60 minutes, Corky comes on.
That's right. I
Absolutely.
start at
And
7
it's
o'clock.
terrific. And all you locals watching this show, come down and listen to Corky. He's amazing. He'll get your heart started. You'll dance. You'll have a lot of fun, believe me.
Yeah, and the great thing is, like we say, you can come down and watch this show anytime you want, 5 o'clock Saturday night, or Saturday night.
Yeah.
What day of the week is it?
This is Wednesday,
I've been
Dave.
traveling.
You just came home.
I've just been flying all
You
over
have
the
jet
place.
lag.
I have jet lag, and I only went to Sparks.
And in a Piper Cub.
Which
No,
wasn't easy.
That's all right. So, yeah. But a great show, and you know, one of the things, we are an internet television. This is LoadedTV.com. It's an internet network zooming around the world, and the great thing about the show is you folks can talk to us, and you can talk to us via chat. Here we go. I already got Gary, Ian, Franco's here, Rand's on, Laura's here, Curtis is here, Mel is here, Sam Samposin is here. It's the great thing. I promise you, we will talk to you. We'll talk back to you. All you have to do is log in a very, very easy commitment. We're not going to take any information. We just want you to log in and get a password, and you'll
You know
be
what's
able to
great?
chat
We
with
got
us.
one of our biggest fans from Paris.
I love it.
Franco.
Yeah. And here's
Franco
Dana.
is-
And always, please tell us where you're chatting from, because that
Absolutely.
really makes it more
Very
fun
important.
for all the local people listening. And again, that's all you have to do. It's internet television. It's the future of the world, and it's already here, frankly.
It is.
And it's a great thing, and we have more fun.
I want to say hello to my lovely wife, Jenna. She just came back from Sonoma, and hopefully able to sit up and... she was in a wine country for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
Well, we're just hearing from all kinds of people. It's always fun, and once again, we'll talk to you. We promise. We've got a lot of fun things going on this show tonight.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We've got a great. I get to do what I love to do best: talk about food.
Oh, good. Wonderful. You know, Dennis Smith has been a great customer of ours, and he has Kinders here on Moana in downtown Reno,
Yep.
in beautiful Reno. And he was a customer of mine at the Polo Club in Burlingame, California, just a few months ago, 1969.
Yeah, I remember the date,
71.
yeah.
Right. So it's great to have a friend and a great entrepreneur.
Oh yeah, and
in
we'll
this
talk
family.
about a great family restaurant business, meat market, the old traditional meat market days.
Absolutely. If you're watching a ball game on a Friday, Saturday, and you want ribs, there's no better in this town
Absolutely.
than Kinder's, believe me.
And they compete, and they're the best of the West. You know, that's a big deal out here for those of you. We'll talk about it as it gets closer. But every Labor Day weekend, we have the most prestigious of all barbecue competitions that can be had, and it's called the Best in the West Rib Cook-Off.
Yeah.
There are 24 only invited.
Wow.
And I think the last change after 9 years on the waiting list, a competitor finally got in. But you know, this is the 25th year of the Best in the West Rib Cook-Off.
25 years.
My goodness, it's all good. So.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
finger licking good, as they say.
And we've got the entrepreneur to.
Yeah, and not only that, but we got the food to look at. So Corky's not allowed to eat.
You know, I
This is pine crusted.
I can't eat anything with nuts. You know that? So does barbecue have nuts on it?
This is pistachio ribs.
Oh, pistachio ribs.
Yeah,
No, I can't have those. I better pass on those.
So nuts.
Oh, I'm sure.
Speaking of nuts, do you think you could make some music?
I would love to. How about if I sing a little song called "That's Why the Lady Is a Tramp"? Do you like that song?
Wonderful, yeah.
I love it. Let's Corky.
Let's go, yes.
I don't really know it. I just want to know if you liked it. She gets too hungry. Dinner at 8. Hates the theater. Never comes late. She wouldn't bother people she hates. That's why the lady is a tramp. Won't go to crap games, barons and earls. Won't dish the dirt with the rest of the girls. She wouldn't bother with ermine and pearls. That's why the lady is a tramp. She likes the free, fresh wind in her hair, life without care. She's broke, that's okay. It's California, it's so foggy and damp. That's why the lady is a tramp. One hand. The other hand.
Oh, that's good.
What key was that?
I have no idea. She likes the free, fresh wind in her hair, life without care. She's broke, that's okay. It's California, it's cold and it's damp. That's why the lady, that's why the lady, that's why the lady is a tramp. That's why the lady is a tramp.
Whoa, Corky Bennett. Corky, that was wonderful.
Thank you.
That was wonderful.
Thank you very much. Thank
That'll
you.
get it started.
That'll get it, yeah. Thank you.
And we already got people saying, I love Corky, more Corky. Great music, Gemma. I've got Tina, I've got Olive, I've got Amanda, I've got Jill 23, I got Rami, Leon, Demi. Demi says, how you doing, Frank?
Oh, Demi.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Demi Moore.
No, yeah, Demi. She gets angry if you call her Demi.
I'm sorry.
Demi.
I want to know who loves Corky. That's what I want to know.
That's,
Curtis.
Curtis!
What can I say?
But anyway.
Was that the guy from Korea?
That's the guy from Korea.
Oh, my buddy.
He's back.
All
He
right.
knows he served you in Korea.
That's right.
But anyway, listen, I've got a lot of great memories. I don't call them stories. I call them memories. In my 54 years in the saloon business. And anyway, when we come back, we're going to be talking about Frankie Gorshin. He's just a wonderful, wonderful guy. I don't know if you can pan in on this
We'll
picture.
get that picture up right when we come back.
Okay,
We'll see those.
okay,
I'm
very
going to be the
good.
picture holder.
All right. Are we going to break?
We're going to go to break. Let's take a break.
Wonderful.
Be right back. LoadedTV.com, zooming around the world from the biggest little city, Reno, Nevada. Stay tuned, stand by. There's much more right after this. In 1946, the first Kinder Family Meat Market opened, and customers were lining up to get a taste of Kinder's barbecue. The same is true today. Kinder's Meats Deli and Barbecue in Reno means fresh, daily, cooked-to-order meats from their open-to-the-public meat counter. Ribs are their specialty, no prepackaged meats, only the freshest slow-cooked, savory St. Louis ribs money can buy. And every Thursday, succulent beef ribs from 3 generations of hard work and family pride. Kinder's Barbecue and Catering, fresh from their smoker to your table.
I'm stepping out with my baby. Can't go wrong 'cause I'm in right. Ask me when will the day be? The big day may be tonight. What a night!
Come to Reno's newest cabaret, the Polo Lounge, where you drink with sophistication and humor.
All right. It's good to be back, Dave. Let me tell you.
Perfect. Hope everybody stayed tuned and standing by.
Corky's the best. Corky is the best. Anyway, as I was saying just before we went to break, we're going to talk a little bit about Frankie Gorshin. What a wonderful guy. I had the pleasure of meeting him about 1964. I was ending my managerial career at the Roaring Twenties. And if anybody from San Francisco is watching this show and is close to my age, the Roaring Twenties is probably the most elegant nightclub I'll ever see. It was done beautifully. And Frank came in there one night, and I said, oh, my God, that's that comedian, Frankie Gorshin. And we just hit it off. We started talking. Next thing I know, on a Sunday, we met at the Trident in Sausalito and became pretty tight friends. And who introduced me to him as a kid, and he's also passed, is Don Kaufman. He was quite a promoter in San Francisco. And he would do card tricks and one thing and another, and that was Frankie's bag also. He was entertaining 24 hours a day. We'd go to dinner. He would light up. The crowd. Naturally, everybody recognized him, being the Riddler for so many years on the Batman series.
Yes.
But he was terrific. And one of the cute. Oh, the picture that's on the podium here. That's me, believe it or not, with all that dark hair and that silk suit.
No, not 10 years ago, right?
The 60s were fun, yeah. That was
You were gorgeous.
one of
You
the
were
Guido
gorgeous.
Rizzini
Yeah.
suits. But anyway, I'd had gold cufflinks made for him, and that's what that picture depicts. Him showing me the cufflinks that I had made for him. And he was thrilled with it. Now, here's a guy that's a multimillionaire. Not only in show business, but he bought a bunch of property in Oklahoma. He needed write-offs because of all the shows he was doing all over the world. I saw him at the Fairmont, I don't know how many times. So he buys this dirt in Oklahoma, and one of the oil companies, about a year or so after he purchases it, do you want to sell that land? And he says, well, it's only dirt. He says, no, my friend, that's a lot of oil underneath this dirt.
A lot of people.
It was a huge figure. He says, yeah, there's oil. Yeah, you want to buy it? You got it. He could care less.
Yes. You just,
And that was Frankie Gorshin.
just keep moving the decimal point to the right.
Absolutely.
That's all. But he wasn't really a big man, though. He
No.
wasn't. He was kind of
Frankie
small.
Gorshin was about 5, I'm stretching 10, 5'10",
Yeah.
slight. But
Slight.
his hands were so expressive. When he would talk, his hands were talking. It was amazing. You could feel every word that he would utter just through the gestures of his hands. It was amazing.
And he still was very much part of the old days of stand-up comics. I
Oh,
mean, he
God,
worked
yes.
the clubs, and
Yeah.
and he was probably one of the early impersonators that
Yes.
did so many impersonations.
He could do them all. He would do Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas almost simultaneously. It was funnier now. And they were just arguing back and forth. He would get lower to do Kurt, and then he'd stand up real tall to do Burt. And he was right. He brought the house down. I mean, wonderful entertainer, and there's nobody that he could do. He imitated anybody and everybody.
Yeah, I know one of his protégés was the great Rich Little.
Oh,
who,
yes.
So I mean,
Yes.
he led a lot of people into the impersonation, and
Yes.
it was a unique talent. It was
A guy who trained a lot of those kids was a kid named Babe Peer. Babe Peer, just a couple of years ago.
I love Big.
He was a good friend of Quirky and all of us. Dominic Germano from the Vagabonds. He was part of the Vagabonds for a while. And he trained a lot of these kids. Rich Little, I know for sure. And Frankie, of course. And a lot of other, Franklin Ajayi. And he worked with them. And he also, I don't know, Corky, if you remember, he also worked with boxers. He worked with a lot of fighters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Babe.
Oh, yeah, he loved boxing.
Yep.
Yeah.
He sure did.
Didn't he have a gym in his house?
In his backyard.
Yeah.
Outdoor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's just, there's so many of the great names that have left us to the big stage in the sky, but their memories live on, and certainly you've got plenty of memories of them, too.
Yeah, I really do. Well, we lost a great guy a couple of nights ago, Pat Summerall.
Yeah.
And it was really funny. I was in the announcer's booth with him and Kenny Venturi one time. And he came in and he looked a little blurry.
Yeah.
Oh. And he says, "When's the show start?" I said, "It's a football game."
He did great.
Right.
Yeah,
he did. We call him Pat Somersault. Ernie Benetti gave him that name, sort of a comedic guy in San Francisco. But, yeah.
Well, Pat, a good friend of mine, John Madden, who worked with Pat for years in football, Pat Summerall told the story in his later years that if it wasn't for John Madden, he'd be dead. Yeah. Because, unfortunately, he had the arm movement 24/7 just about. Yes. And one day he was doing a game with John in the booth, and John said, "Pat, I love you to death, but if you do this one more time drunk, I'm through."
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that he couldn't perform; he was good, but it's just the fact that he knew that it was not good for him. And Pat always told the story that John Madden saved his life. So, but all these great stories. That's the great thing about the Polo Lounge.
One day we'll talk about John Madden. He went to Jefferson High School in Daly City, and I went to South San Francisco High School. We played ball with each other and against each other.
Yeah, San Francisco, the biggest little world, I'll tell you.
Oh,
it's a great thing. Great thing. We're having a fun time now. Who's next? Who's coming up next with us?
Who's coming up next?
Dennis.
No, for food.
Oh, for food. We got Dennis Smith here.
I hope so.
And I'll tell you, this is going to be an interesting interview because you, with your barbecue.
That's right. We're gonna do the great thing. We're gonna have some good food coming your way. So. And next week we'll have another segment. That if you come down to the Polo Lounge, which is in Reno, Nevada, for those of you who keep asking, you will see unbelievable stories, and you'll see Frank here, and he'll be glad to tell you every story. And as long as you stay with a $100 bill on the bar, he'll tell you stories all night long.
All night long and part of the morning.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
It's $200 to stay all night. So much more to come. Stay tuned. Stand by. You're watching live from the Polo Lounge from the biggest little city here on LoadedTV.com network, zooming around the world. We're going to have something good to eat when we get back right after this. Play some food music. I'd love to stand it, too.
I'm Brandy DeQuinn.
I'm Dave Preston.
Jones.
Ken McKim, host of The Wake Up Call.
Live here at the Bonanza Casino.
Every weekday morning.
From 9 to 10 a.m.
And you want a salt and pepper to taste. Hi, I'm Chef Dave Preston, Chef de Cuisine of Wake Up Call on LoadedTV.com. I'm also Nevada's guru of the good life, and I live in a world where without technology, I would fall so far behind. I use technology every day. I use the internet. I use video on demand, and I have a high-tech phone, and it all comes from Charter Communications. They have a thing called the Triple Play. For $29.95 a month for the first 12 months, you get the fastest internet according to PC Magazine. Over 10,000 titles on video demand, and a telephone that has local and long-distance calling unlimited. It's a great way to resource. It's a great way to get knowledge and information. It's something I live with each and every day. Again, it's called the Charter Triple Play. If you want to find out a little bit more about it, you can call 855-75-SWITCH or go online for charter.com and learn about the Charter Triple Play. It's my preference. It makes me better at what I do, and you can say that Nevada's guru of the good life said Charter Communications will answer all your questions.
New Charter Triple Play. TV, internet, and phone for just $29.99 a month each when bundled. Call 855-81-T-PLAY now.
In 1946, the first Kinder Family Meat Market opened and customers were lining up to get a taste of Kinder's barbecue. The same is true today. Kinder's Meats Deli and Barbecue in Reno means fresh, daily, cooked-to-order meats from their open-to-the-public meat counter. Ribs are their specialty, no prepackaged meats, only the freshest, slow-cooked, savory St. Louis ribs money can buy. And every Thursday, succulent beef ribs from 3 generations of hard work and family pride. Kinder's Barbecue and Catering, fresh from their smoker to your table. They caught me.
You got caught. Got caught, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm silent. Welcome back. With me is Dennis Smith from Kinder's. Absolutely one of the great barbecue places of all great barbecue places. Really goes back to a family in 1946 in the Bay Area,
Correct,
a little meat
correct,
market.
Dave. First of all, thanks for having me on. Good
you're
to
always,
see you.
good
Be
to
with
see
you again. Yeah,
I'm
it started in 1946 in Oakland, California, and it's a California style of barbecue. And they kind of build, their famous item is the ball tip, which is the part of the sirloin and the bottom part, and a part of that part is the tri-tip and then the flap, then the ball tip. And the ball tip comes out to be a little round like roast. But they built their business with that and gone on to ribs and other things.
That's what I'm eating. I'm eating this fabulous, this right here. It's just absolutely two things. It is so moist and so tender that you're not going to need a knife for this.
Well,
this is with a fork.
We put this in our smoker for 3 hours, and the average ball tip's about 3 pounds.
Yep,
so after smoking for 3 hours, and then we do a marinade, special marinade that we put it in. And when it comes out, it is tender, it's good, and that's one of the good things about our restaurant.
And the important thing about anytime you have a smoking process, you know it's a slow-cooked meat, and that seals in the juices, and it just keeps it absolutely so tender. And one of the things, as you mentioned, California barbecue. Now, everybody knows Kansas City and Memphis and Texas and the Carolinas. They all have distinctive styles of barbecue, and over the years, I've been able to judge some of them. But you actually came up. This is actually a California barbecue, and you have your own sauce.
Correct.
And in my mind, it'll hold a torch to any one of those. It's not it'll compete straight up, and you do compete. As I said, you guys are part of the wonderful Best of the West.
Exactly, so, and that's a big event. It's handled by corporate. We're a franchise, and there's 15 stores down in the Bay Area and one in Chico, and then of course Brian and I, my brother, we bought this franchise, and the store's been going since 2005, and we took it over about 4.5 years ago. And consequently, since then, we've been trying to build the brand here, and we have the rights for Idaho, Boise in particular, and possibility going to Las Vegas. So we look forward to being where you can come into the store and get fresh, and we are fresh. Every day we cook fresh.
Now, we'll turn over to here because Donna asked, Dennis, what do you have beef ribs?
Yes, we do. We do beef ribs. We're building that right now because we believe in fresh and we don't want to overcook on anything. So every Thursday we do beef ribs. And from what I've gathered, we have a big following on Thursdays where we've been selling out. So we're starting to build more and more, and we may add it daily down the road here.
Here's Gary from England saying, "I wish that we had barbecue in England."
Well,
should I get the barbecue? Should I get the franchise to go over there?
Well, tell Gary. Gary, I guess I can tell you're watching. My mom's from Cardiff, Wales, and she didn't know anything about barbecue either.
But let's see. I just keep looking here. All these people asking about it. Dennis, what's your favorite kind of meat to cook with? Someone's asking.
The favorite meat I like doing are the ribs, and I kind of started the beef rib in the Reno store. But number 2 would be our baby back, or not baby back, our St. Louis rib. But the beef rib, we do that for 13 hours. We do a special rub we put on it. We don't marinate it. And we set the smoker at like 7, 8 o'clock at night. The next morning we go in, we open it up, we bring the ribs out, and we're ready to rock and roll with some good beef ribs. So I probably have the best, I think, in town.
Well, I think, something very important for those of you who are not really the rib aficionados, it really all starts with the rub.
Exactly.
That is and when you judge ribs, that's what you start figuring out, what is that rub all about. And the St. Louis ribs are the most widely, they are the ones used in competition. The baby backs are the ones that you see in the grocery store and people like in the summer. But the meat of the St. Louis rib is the
thicker,
absolute
better
best.
quality.
Absolutely.
We get a good quality rib. We go top quality on just about everything. And the ball tip, which is our famous one, what makes it famous is, of course, it's smoked. You can't get that anywhere else. And we do a sandwich where this is the steak cut, and this is the sandwich. And this probably, we're known for the ball tip sandwich. Ball tip is our forte.
And you smoke other meats?
Oh, yeah. We smoke, we do our pork. We smoke it for 13 hours. Wow. Okay, we do, of course, the ball tip. We do tri-tip. And we also, what's different about us, we have a mini meat market. We sell meat that we cook with. We don't sell anything that we don't use within the store. And we'll cook it for you, either in the oven, or we'll smoke it for you, or you can call ahead and we'll have it ready for you so you can barbecue it. But we get a lot of times, somebody will get it on the grill, and I'll get a phone call saying, hey, I have it on the grill. How long do I have to cook it? Well, we're here to help you have a good meal, particularly if you have guests over for dinner or what have you.
And I'm going to tell you right now, they have bacon to die for. They have bacon to die for.
And honey smoked is not too shabby.
No, it is over the top. And, you know, it's kind of hard to find the good old-fashioned meat markets anymore. You know, the supermarkets do a job. But to be able to go in and take a look at the product you have there and be able to purchase it, and then with the luxury of having him to cook it the right way.
Well, you know, there's a lot of training that goes into it, and we're sticklers, Brian and I, on having to greet you in the store, to cook it right, and if it's not right, we make it right. So there's none of this that, oh, that's too bad. Too bad doesn't cut it in our store.
No, and it's a great place, and they're very hospitable, as Dennis says, and the great thing, as I say, is the ability to find these meats and the sauces. Now, you have your own brand of sauces.
Right. They manufacture this out in California, and we've got the famous is the mild, and then the mild led to the hot, then the hot led to the extra hot, then it led to a mustard base, and then it led to a garlic base. So we have 5 different sauces, plus we have 5 different rubs that you can put on, and then we have 3 marinades. So we have a variety to make your dinner a success. Whether you want us to cook it or whether you want to cook it yourself, we have the ingredients to help you be a hero.
Make it happen. You know, one of the things that a lot of people don't know about marinades is marinades actually is a good thing to use because it starts to cook the meat. It helps to break down the enzymes of the meat. We'll get a little technical here. But that way, you don't have to put it in fire or heat as long. And it's always going to be tender, and it's going to have that huge flavor. And that's a great success of a marinade. And, of course, these wonderful sauces, you know, if you talk about the sauces from around the country, your Kansas City and your Memphis, they tend to be kind of a tomato smoky base. You go down to Texas where it's a little sweeter. Then you go to the Carolinas and you got the tart. You got the vinegar bases. So you kind of got something to fill all people's tastes.
If you like, you got to come in and try it. And if you will come into the store and you've never tried, let's say, the extra hot, we're here to give you samples. You know, we'll let you try anything.
I love heat. I love it when it's hot. And again, the sandwiches, the beef, and what are your hours? What do you open?
Okay, we're open from 10 to 7, Monday through Saturday. We're closed on Sundays, although we may reopen up this summer.
The summertime.
Yeah.
And everything, you can call in and order it and pick it up?
You can call in and order. You can pick it up. We'll deliver it. If you have catering, we're big catering. We do a lot of catering. We've done weddings. We've catered, or personally, we've done to 200. Corporate has done a catering up to 5,000 at Kaiser hospitals. And so we have all the equipment. If it gets big, we can handle it, not through our store, through the corporate.
Yeah, Gary just said, any chance you want to expand to England?
Tell Gary I'd love to come over.
Yeah, sorry. It's just getting back and forth. It's not an easy commute. I've done that before.
It's a long commute.
Wonderful, wonderful, great meat. Kinder's, you cannot miss it. It's Moana. It's right in Moana in the corner of Moana and Warren.
Warren, you got it.
You can't miss it. It's right there in the corner. It's absolutely spectacular food. And you ought to give it a try because summer's coming, and if you just want a no-hassle way to have an easy evening, this is the way to do it. If you want something big, you should give them at least 24 hours
exactly.
to do it. Yeah, a little more time. But you can walk in and just about anything. You can buy a take-home that night for a family of 4.
Yeah, and if you're a stickler for fresh, we're your outlet.
And every day it's made. And I've personally been there. I've been there. I've done that. And I tell you right now, it is absolutely one of the best places you could find in all of Reno and all of northern Nevada to have these great, great dishes. So Once again, Dennis Smith, thank you for stopping by. Really
thanks,
appreciate
Dave.
it.
Good to be with you again.
Absolutely. We're going to do this. We're having more fun than a barrel of monkeys. You're watching live from the Polo Lounge, zooming around the world in the biggest little city, Reno, Nevada, on LoadedTV.com. Much more to come. We've got Ms. Jakki Ford right after this. In 1946, the first Kinder Family Meat Market opened, and customers were lining up to get a taste of Kinder's barbecue. The same is true today. Kinder's Meats Deli and Barbecue in Reno means fresh, daily, cooked-to-order meats from their open-to-the-public meat counter. Ribs are their specialty, no prepackaged meats, only the freshest, slow-cooked, savory St. Louis ribs money can buy. And every Thursday, succulent beef ribs from 3 generations of hard work and family pride. Kinder's Barbecue and Catering, fresh from their smoker to your table.
Strike a pose. Strike a pose.
I'm stepping out with my baby. Can't go wrong 'cause I'm in right. Ask me when will the day be? The big day may be tonight. What a night!
Come to Reno's newest cabaret, the Polo Lounge, where you drink with sophistication and humor.
All right, we're back. Hey, there's Mr. Corky Bennett. You're watching live from the Polo Lounge here in Reno on LoadedTV.com.
I love that kind of stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
This
by
is
the way,
terrific.
we had a gal. Let's see, Beth. I think it was Beth. What a rack of ribs is $18.95, and it is absolutely delicious. And it'll feed easily 2 people, except for me, it'll feed 1. Yes, I'll rack one up anytime.
Oh,
Put up, boom.
a pun was intended.
I'm just reading the right there on the teleprompter. So.
Yeah, on break, you don't want to know what we were doing. Anyway, those ribs are terrific. They really, really are. Listen, Corky, you've got a beautiful gal.
I have a special guest. She was with us about 4 weeks ago, and we got more chats and phone calls. People absolutely fell in love with Jakki Ford. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Jakki Ford.
Hey.
Hi, Jakki. Look how pretty you look. Yeah, love you.
There you
are. So, Jakki, people were wondering a lot of questions for you. They were wondering who your influences were, maybe, and when you first got into the business. Who inspired you? Was it like what famous singer, like Sarah Vaughan or Ella or those kind of people?
Exactly. Lena Horne, actually, was my first influence. I watched, as a child, watched a lot of television and listened to a lot of LPs and music that my parents and family would play. And gosh, Ella Fitzgerald and Sarah Vaughan were played a lot around the house, and a lot of jazz and big band swing. But I also got introduced to classical, and living in Michigan as a child, I got exposed to rock and roll and
whereabouts in Michigan?
Blues and
you're
gospel.
From Detroit, aren't you?
I am.
Wow, yeah.
Yes, I'm a Motown girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Although I've lived and traveled around the world pretty good, and count my blessings, and I'm happy to be here at the Polo Club.
All right. How about
seeing all of our friends out there? Hi.
Yes, it's all good.
We love having you.
Thank you.
Jackie Franco is already standing by, and he's
Franco.
So I tell you, this is Paris, folks. So, and
yes.
honestly, Paris would be perfect for you.
Oh, you think so? Thank
know
you.
so. I know.
Have you
I
been to
should
Paris?
sing I Love Paris, right?
Have you been to Paris?
I have, actually. A friend of mine performed at the Moulin Rouge. And then I was also scheduled to do the Lido. The Lido de Paris on the Champs-Élysées. And the money got kind of reduced, and my manager said, no, don't go over there cheap. Go over there as a star, So, anyway.
How about if you sing us some tunes?
Of course,
All right.
yes. What about a song from my new CD, which should be released in June? The song is called All or Nothing at All. All or nothing at all. have a love never appealed to me. If your heart never would yield to me, then I'd rather have nothing at all. I said, oh, nothing at all. If it's love, there is no in-between. Why pretend and cry for something that might have been? No, I'd rather have nothing at all. So please don't bring your lips so close to my cheek. Don't you smile or I'll be lost beyond recall. The kiss in your eyes, the touch of your hand makes me weak, and my heart may grow very dizzy and fall. And if I fell under the spell of your call, I would be caught in the undertow. Well, you see, I've got to say no, nothing at all. Play it, band. Thank you. I recorded this with 17 of the best big band musicians in town, the Reno Jazz Orchestra, live, all the way live. So it comes out in June, and I hope you guys will check it out.
I want the first one.
Yeah, I've got many classic jazz standards on it, and I think you're going to love each and every one. Don't they sound great? Oh, we didn't have enough space to bring them all. I would have brought them all. All right. So please don't bring your lips so close to my cheek. Don't you smile or I'll be lost beyond recall. Ooh, the kiss in your eyes, the touch of your hand makes me weak, and my heart may grow very dizzy and fall. And if I fell under the spell of your call, I would be caught in the undertow. So you see, I've got to say no, or nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Marvelous. Jakki Ford, ladies and gentlemen. Jakki
Thank
Ford.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you. This next song is called Can't Help Loving That Man. Fish gotta swim and birds gotta fly. I'm gonna love one man till I die. Can't help loving that man of mine. Tell me he's lazy, tell me he's slow, tell me I'm crazy, maybe I know. I can't help loving that man of mine. When he goes away, that's a rainy day. And when he comes back, that day is fine, the sun will shine. He can come home as late as can be. Home without him ain't no home for me. Can't help loving that man of mine. time.
I can't help it. I'm a great dancer.
I hope you like this, Franco, and everyone out there. All right. When he goes away, that's a rainy day. And when he comes back, that day is fine. The sun will shine. He can come home as late as can be. Home without him ain't no home for me. Can't help loving that man of mine. Can't help loving that man of mine. Oh, no, no.
Jakki Ford, baby. Jakki
Oh,
Ford.
thank you. How wonderful you all make me feel. Thank you so much.
Listen, you lit up the internet, I'll tell you. There's a lot of questions going on.
This is a ballad recorded by Miss Lena Horne. And the music is playing, and I just missed the verse. But I'll catch up with it. It's a beautiful, beautiful classic called Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered. It's coming.
It's okay, you look great.
Thank you. I'm wild again, beguiled again, a whimpering, simpering child again, bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am I couldn't sleep and wouldn't sleep when love came and told me I shouldn't sleep. Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am I. Lost my heart, but what of it? He's cold, I agree. He can laugh, but I love it. Although the laugh's on me, I'll sing to him each spring to him, and long for the day when I'll cling to him. Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am
Beautiful. That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
It's a nice saxophone solo. Quirky, where's your saxophone?
Hey, y'all.
That's right.
Yeah, I think you're going to really enjoy my CD, Frank. It's got lots of beautiful songs on there. It's a bossa nova, I Remember You. Yeah, that old Black Magic. Some of the great classics that never grow old. quirky? Yeah. Ooh, lost my heart, but what of it? He's cold, I agree. Oh, he can laugh, but what of it? All the laughs on me. I'll sing to him each spring to him, and long for the day when I'll cling to him, bewitched, bothered and bewildered.
Now we have to stop because we have so many people saying things, and we really have to talk to you.
Okay.
You now have a huge fan base, by the way. Not that you didn't already, but now you have one internationally.
Oh, I love it.
It's amazing watching this. I'll tell you, this is a million seller. This CD's got what music is all about.
Yeah, the great
Every
classics.
song here is over the top. And, boy, I'll tell you, Jakki.
You know, it was so hard trying to choose between 500
yeah, exactly.
arrangements that I have
Questions.
to narrow it down to 12.
You can sell this.
Lucy wants to know,
Okay, Lucy?
what's the best venue you've ever played at?
Oh, my gosh. There have been quite a few, you know, I'm blessed to say, but I think the most exciting was Carnegie Hall.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and I basically sang behind Rosemary Clooney.
Oh, great.
For Irving Berlin's 100th birthday celebration.
Oh, my.
I worked at Carnegie Hall myself, you know.
Did you? Yeah.
Winnemucca.
But no, I've had a wonderful journey, and I'm still on my journey.
You
And
know, just so you know, we have people from Milan. AJ just piped in. His whole family is watching in Kenya. We have, of course, Franco, who says, I absolutely adore you. He's your French connection there.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Ricky wants to know the best show you've ever been in.
The best show? Gosh, that's kind of tough because I'm a variety artist, you know, being an actress, singer, dancer. I've explored a vast variety of different venues, but I think Hello Hollywood Hello, when I performed with the MGM Grand multi-million-dollar production show, I actually did all three of Don Arden's production shows, and Don Arden was genius. He was like our modern-day Flo Ziegfeld.
Yes, he was.
And I did all three of his fabulous shows, and one of them is still running now, called Jubilee, and it's at Bally's in Las Vegas. And it's that old Hollywood glamour, you know, with the feathers from Paris and the jewels. We got our shoes done, handmade, and I mean, you still see all the glamour and glitz, and it's just fabulous. Well, so see it. If you haven't seen it, go out and see it.
Damien
it's wonderful.
Says this is a classic show. Says this whole show we're doing is a classic show, and that's why when you have talent like Jakki Ford, it emphasizes how great music is and how great it can still be.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm proud and humbled to have her here on this little stage.
Thank you, Frank. You're fabulous.
And you know it.
So I'm going to say hi. One person keeps saying, hi, Sam, how are you? I had a great trip. And on that note, we have to have more notes.
Okay.
Would you do another one for us?
I'll be happy to. Here's one called Come Fly With Me. Come fly with me, come fly, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. In Lava Land, there's a one-man band, and he'll do his flute for you. Come fly with me, let's take off in the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear all the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Oh, just say the word and we'll beat the birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly away, yeah. Now just imagine dancing in a big dance hall to this. That's okay. Yeah, I'm so excited about birthing this CD in June. It's going to be on iTunes and my website, JakkiFord.com. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, oh, we'll just glide, so starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear all the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Oh, just say the word and we'll beat the birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Yeah, come fly.
Jakki Ford, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
I'll tell you, everybody around this town can hardly wait for this CD.
Awesome.
This is why people like Rod Stewart went from rock to doing music like this.
Yeah.
This is music. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
We love it.
Yes, I did it for everyone to enjoy.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Jakki Ford, ladies and gentlemen. We got time for one more tune here. Our closing song.
We'll
meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again. How do I get out of here? Some sunny day. There we go. All right. Hurt yourself. Keep smiling through, just like you always do. Till the blue skies chase those gray clouds far away. Come here, Jakki, sing it with me, honey. Come on. So won't you please say hello? Anybody got a ladder? I won't be alone. They'll be happy to know. And she saw me go. I was singing this song. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Y'all have a good time tonight? Huh? Thanks to our technicians, ladies and gentlemen. Ken over here and Stuart. Yes, that's all good, yeah. We do this every Wednesday night, folks, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, right here on Loaded TV. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Yeah, I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
Frank, Jenna's got the
Watch this.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see y'all next week, same time, same place.
Thank you very much, folks. All right. Thanks, folks. All right. We'll see you all again next Wednesday night. Thanks very much.
I'm stepping out with my baby. Can't go wrong 'cause I'm in right. Ask me when will the day be? The big day may be tonight. What a night!
Come to Reno's newest cabaret, the Polo Lounge, where you drink with sophistication and humor.